Criminal justice reform takes center stage at the state capitol. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are fighting to change what many call a broken bail system.
Governor Greg Abbott deemed it a priority issue before the legislative session began because of public safety. But criminal justice advocates worry laws moving forward right now unfairly target certain communities.
KXAN's Jennifer Sanders takes an in-depth look at both sides.
Lakita Garcia's work in criminal justice reform stems from her own journey in the system. One instance she recalls is when she was locked up for a shoplifting case.
I found myself with a $30,000 bond because of my priors, and immediately my thoughts were, I'm going to prison again.
But the single mom of three was adamant about her innocence, the truth coming out months later.
I was able to get before the judge and ultimately found not guilty of the charge. But after I'd already sat in jail serving a sentence of a year for a crime I didn't even commit.
She doesn't think someone's freedom should be based on their ability to pay. Bail attorney Ken W. Good is seeing more people failing to appear in court and no accountability.
We don't want any system to take advantage of the poor, but we don't want to set up a new system where the criminals are taking advantage of the criminal justice system.
State lawmakers want to target those offenders through Senate Bill 21, which was heard Wednesday. It would include formally requiring judges to take into account criminal history before setting bail amounts.
Whether the offense involved violence, including violence exhibited toward law enforcement officers, past failures to appear, and other important risk factors.
We want to definitely protect the public, but we also want to address this huge issue of systemic disparities in the system.
Bail reform advocates say the legislation targets the poor, people of color, and low-risk offenders. They are pushing for what they say is a comprehensive approach with House Bill 2077. It addresses both felony and misdemeanor charges,
which we feel will greatly lower the number of folks who are in jail right now simply because they cannot pay bail.
In Austin, Jennifer Sanders, KXAN News.
At last check, House Bill 2077 was pending in committee. A coalition of justice and civil rights groups from across the state will head to the Capitol tomorrow to push for more changes in the current bail system.